So I'm going to find that center point. I'm going to visualize putting that center point on that center point. I'm not going to worry about now. I got a facet here, a facet here, a facet here. We're not going to worry about it. What I'm going to worry about is trying to cut that in repeatedly so I get that nice clean line. Good.
Yeah, nice.
A little bit more here. I am going to come down into the apex, which we talked about trying not to do. So I'm going to start leaning it back a little more right now. So I'm keeping that, you can see that edge bevel.
Yeah.
But I'm also not doing very good back here. So I'm going to drop down a little bit. Just going to do that a couple times to blend that in. So I will wiggle around, but then I usually try to do one clean path. I'm giving the belt a chance to flatten the road. Also, the other thing I try not to do is try not to go all the way up and squeeze all that heat like a pimple and have it pop out the end and turn the tip brown.
Yeah.
What's interesting is you think because that's curved, we'd be putting a hollow grind in, but because you press into it a little bit, then it becomes flat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking it was going to happen.
But that extra, so the pressure does two things. Is it takes a hollow grind and turns it into a flat grind. It also takes multiple facets and blends them into one, which we like.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring up the bevel, make sure you that burr, then you want to see it come along the whole way so that you're not making the thin spot. If you do make a thin spot, try not to do that because it takes more material off the knife.
Yeah.
A little bit more in there. Pretty good there. Feels thick here. I don't know why. Now it don't.
A little warm?
No, it was fine.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and feel that. Remember what we started with?
Yeah.
We had that giant speed bump curve on it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the 50 grit. Then we'll go straight to the, not the 120, not the 860. There you go. And we're going to need that one next. And we'll go to that one.
This is a
80 grit.
80.
But I've actually done a little more grind on the first grind than I should have or could have. So really just kind of light path it. You can see the water isn't even bubbling.
Yeah.
It's jumping around, but I'm basically just letting the sandpaper just remove the scratches. I also noticed I wasn't quite getting here. It's still, that can be because of slight tapers in the metal. These knives will bend and flex. So I did kind of bringing the whole thing together. Not pressing hard at all. I'm just letting it ride. And when you can do that, you'll actually get a nice cleaner, flatter. So there's a little bit of a secondary bubble right there.
Yeah.
Gonna come right up to the line. Feature's making me look good here. Looking good. so those steps don't need, the first step does, like this sharpening, the first step does all the heavy work. And then from there, you're just doing edge refinement, scratch refinement, satin polishy stuff. And so each step, you got to be careful that you don't make a mistake. So the less steps, the better.
Yeah.
Just removing scratches. We've done the work. Literally, the first step did the work. Now we just don't want to mess it up.
But yeah.
By far, the grind is the hardest part. We stuck the landing on the grind. Now we just want to focus on not scratching the part we don't want to scratch. And getting to the finish line. The other thing too is there's cladding involved, and we want to make sure that we're grinding. It's hard to see. There's a cladding line, and we want to make sure that we're exposing the cladding back from the knife, which we should be because we're pinning it so far.
What is
Cladding is where the outside material, there's two outside materials and a core material.
okay?
And then the core material is the actual cutting material.
Right.
The other stuff's kind of just there for looks. And also to support when you can bend and flex it. That's why they do that. I think we're good, honestly. If you've done everything right up to a certain point, think about how much scratching we're doing. That belt is moving fast enough. I'm just asking it to take out the previous scratches. And if you do too much, then you start changing the profile.
So I don't know if I'm going to be using the right terms or not, but
Go ahead.
that's to a point. That was a sand my blade.
It is a 3-layer sand my braid.
Okay.
That's correct. Exactly right.
I've watched a little bit of Forged in Fire.
Yeah. No, that's a. So this is. So I went up to 120, and then I go back down and over to 100 grit, but in a much finer satin polishy.
Yeah. A finer scratch pattern.
Well, now, yeah, these belts do not remove scratch or do not remove material, but they will remove scratches. Ideally, this will leave a crisper edge than that. That will bite up
Okay.
into there.
Yeah.
Much harder to visualize that surface touching and not scratching than it is to have this thing. That's a clean line.
Nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
And that's where I would walk away. Now you can go, some guys will go up to 845. They'll go up to 200, 400, 600 grit. But I find that this right here is kind of a cheat code. This is a 100 grit belt. I always ask myself, would I be happy to get that back?
But it's a pretty 100.
It is. Now, if we want, I can take it up to the rest of the steps and you can see what happens to it. But
Nah, don't have to.
But it does. And you can do that on your own as well. Now, what I might do at a certain point, the reason why I'm not worried about snail trails is because that is as wide as the trail.
Yeah, your contact patch is probably about that.
And I'm going full.
Yeah, nice.
So from what we started with, it's still warm. It's warm, Daddy.
Very nice.